Bartels. I'm morning good to all our callers and listeners.
It's your voice that drives the conversation on the Morning Crossfire.
Weekdays, 5 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Your opinions, your stories, your take on the hot topics shaping our city and nation. We want to hear from you.
The president is aware that we have a security problem here.
I don't know which area you stay in Lagos. There is no light again. No. These investors, I don't know hearing that there is no light in Nigeria.
Whether somebody loots or somebody will not loot, a lot of things will happen.
Why is Tinubu doing this to us?
Join Kofi Bartels for engaging debates, expert insights, and your voice at the heart of every discussion. Don't just listen, participate. Tune in and be part of the conversation. Only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire, 99.3 Nigerian Farm. Happy to say I have National Publicity Secretary of Labour Party with us on the line, Mr. Obiorah. Am I right to call you Pastor Obiorah? Sir, good morning.
Just call me Obiorah. I'll be fine with it.
Okay, all right. Good morning to you. It's good to have you. Am I to congratulate you or to say sorry for the Supreme Court's decision? Because I don't know which. Your faction of the party seems to have lost out according to the other faction, but your own faction is saying that you won. So what's going on? Can you give me what is the truth behind the Supreme Court's decision with Ifoh?
Good morning, Nigerians. The Supreme Court judgment Friday simply endorsed what we have been saying and claiming all this while, that the party is supreme and no few persons can just come up together and decide to form something that has nothing to do with the constitution of a political party and now begin to cause crisis or trouble or even faction within the association. The Supreme Court simply said that political party matters shall be settled within the political system. And that is the situation. Please, I will be happy if you tell me congratulations, because the judgment clearly states that Labour Party is intact under the leadership of Barrister Julius Obiorah, and whoever that is aggrieved in what is happening in the party should come back into the fold and discuss on the way forward. And not that you go to one quarter somewhere and call a meeting an illegal meeting that is not supported by the constitution of the party and begin to spring up some factions. That is what is killing political party in Nigeria. Right. And I'm happy the Supreme Court has said emphatically that that will not work.
Okay. Thank you very much for those listening. Well, we're talking about the Labour Party crisis, and like I said earlier, we have the National Publicity Secretary of Labour Party, should I say a faction of Labour Party, whichever I'm permitted to say, Obiorah. He joins us live on the Morning Crossfire. We all know the Supreme Court judgment of Friday, which upturned the decision of the Court of Appeal, recognizing Julius Obiorah as chairman of the party. And basically, the summary is that the panel of justices, the judgment is that the party's internal crisis or issues are meant to be solved within the party and not by the courts. Mr. Fosso, if that is the case, does it not therefore mean that Julius Obiorah is no longer chairman of Labour Party, since the decision of the Court of Appeal was obtained that recognized him as chairman was obtained by the?
No, that was a misinterpretation which these other people tried to give the public. The court never said that Julius Obiorah is no longer the national chairman. It court simply said that the Court of Appeal has no power, has no jurisdiction to entertain the matter that when they gave the judgment that Julius Obiorah was the national chairman of Labour Party. Let me explain the scenario to you.
All right.
We didn't go to court. We went to Nnewi convention for our convention. And according to the status of the Labour Party constitution, we did everything within the powers given to us, donated to us by the constitution of the party. So these people felt aggrieved, and they went to the lower court, the High Court. The High Court said clearly that they did not have the jurisdiction to entertain that matter. However, assuming without conceding that this matter is brought before them, that they will clearly say that the Labour Party, as led by Julius Obiorah, abided by the rules of the books. And that makes the outcome of the convention legal. So that was the interpretation of the court. They took the matter to the court. So we didn't ask the court to declare us. That is one part of it. So they went on appeal, and appeal stated the same thing, all the same. So when they came to the Supreme Court mainly re-emphasized what the statute book said, that the courts have no jurisdiction over the internal affairs of any political party. So that is what they are jubilating. I don't know where they are jubilating on something that is an open fact, something that was stated. I think the English there, that assuming without conceding, was what has been confusing them. From the lower court, it's been like that. They have continually said that the party must not bring their internal matter into the courts. So I think that is the confusion. The Supreme Court at no time did not say that Julius Obiorah will no longer be the national chairman. But, however, the Supreme Court went further to say that political parties must always conform with what is in their statute book. As in, whenever somebody's tenure expires or NWC executive expires, they should be honorable enough to conduct convention to bring in new executive.
All right.
But I take it further by saying that the tenure of this present National Working Committee ought to have expired in 2023. But the NEC met and said, because we are just coming out from the general election of that 2023, that they are giving the NWC 1 more year to sort themselves out. And that 1 more year would have ended in June last year. So before the June last year, the executive conducted a national convention in March 27th of 2024 and elected their new leaders. So it is still within the tenure allocated to them. So there was no vacuum anywhere. They met with the directive of the convention, the party convention, that the election convention must hold on or before the expiration of their tenure in June 2024. And the convention was held in March 2024. So there was no vacuum anywhere. So I don't even know. Even they themselves are also agreeing to that, because all of them were party and signatory to that 1 year extension.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Obiorah, stay with me. Well, let's give Lagos and people listening from within and outside Nigeria the chance to ask you questions regarding this, because you have a lot of supporters in Lagos here who want to know where the party is headed to, and have a lot of questions to ask. But before I pick the next call, there was a NEC meeting that held yesterday, and we hear that the party is threatening to suspend Peter Obi and Alex Oti. Why?
Well, I will not tell you the details of what happened at the NEC, but we put out a statement. The party did not suspend Peter Obi, neither did it suspend His Excellency Governor Alex Oti. But the party warned that if they continue in the trajectory that they are going on now, causing more faction into the leadership of the party, that they will not have any choice but to discipline them. They did not say sack or suspend. They said discipline them. That was the word, and that was what we put out.
What form will the discipline take?
Well, it is not for me. I'm only the spokesperson. I'm not the management of the party. So the party will come up, meet, and decide what form of discipline. But it's in the statute book, in Section 14, Article 14 of our party constitution, that if members of the party erred, that the party has the power to suspend or to issue out disciplinary action. For instance,
Okay, Mr. Ifoh, please hold the thought. Apologize. We want to put a listener who is already here on the line. 99.3. Good morning, listener. What's your name? Good morning to you.
Good morning. My name is Lucky, calling from Yanakbaja.
Okay, Lucky. You have the Labour Party National Police Secretary Obiorah faction on the line. Please go on
I'm very happy to call this morning. I'm so disappointed. Are you okay? Because this man is saying, when we have a meeting at one of Omo Babaka Dika from PDP to Labour Party. Well, I was there. See, the disappointment is that Kofi, out of 2019, Labour Party total vote they have in Nigeria was less than 6,000 votes. Are you okay? But prior to just some group now enter less than 1 year, they have more than 6 million votes. What were we saying? But my problem with when we were in that meeting, they emphasized on the player having Labour now is their selfishness. They said they are the one that started the party. They are saying it was started the party for over 20 years. Total vote the Labour have for over 20 years. It's not to 15,000 or 20,000 as high.
All right, thank you.
Now,
thank you.
Wait, please, sorry. I expect that maybe after is it possible for them to become the ESCO, the Labour will lose 2027, or on that person, ESCO and they win the election? Which of them get if continue, they want to lose the election.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Ifoh, I think his question, just to summarize or put it better, is he said, which you prefer? Your faction wins this battle, takes over the executive and all that, and then you lose, you don't get votes, or you relinquish the soul of the party to Peter Obi, Alex Otti, and Nenadi Usman, and then you get more votes. Which do you prefer is what he's asking.
Well, I really do appreciate this question, and I feel the concern of the person that spoke, because Nigerians are really need to have good governance, and the present leadership in this country is not giving us what we want, and we believe that Labour Party can offer Nigerians a better option. However, you do not do things because you want to do things. You have to follow the statutes. You have to follow the law. You are not going to call a meeting that you do not have the power to call. All we are saying, all these things that we are saying is, if you want peace in the party, ask the person who the Constitution has given the power to summon the meeting, and not that you go somewhere, people that do not even exist in the Constitution of the party will go and be calling meeting. We want peace. We want everyone to come. We want Labour Party to win this country. But are we going to do it in the skies of the law? There's a law.
Okay.
We are not fighting. It's not a battle thing.
Okay.
It's an issue of people understanding that this person has been given this position. Even if you don't want the person to remain, you still need
good
to
morning,
call the person to a round table.
Okay, Mr.
Mr.
Ifoh, stay with me. Yeah, we have another caller. Yeah, good morning. Your name, please.
Yeah, this is Tony from Ifoh.
Okay, Tony, welcome.
Yeah. You see, the mistake is this group of Abori they are making is this. They forget that it was Peter Obi who lifted Labour Party up. All this issue of we'll discipline him, we'll do this, we'll do that. Let me just let them understand. Now, the obedience has been pulled out of Labour Party. Are you following me now? Obedience has been pulled out of Labour Party. So, Labour is just standing like a skeleton now. So, and I tell you, mark my words, if they don't handle this issue well and allow Peter Obi to lead that party again for 2027, Labour Party will die in natural death, because already most of them now are liaising with the obedient. The senators who are still remaining Labour Party, those that are in the House of Rep, they are liaising with Peter Obi, the obedient. So they should not think that those people will still come and contest under Labour Party. Anywhere Peter Obi is going to, those guys that are remaining will move with Peter Obi.
Okay, all right.
So they should be careful.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Ifoh, I think it's almost similar to the previous question. And
yes, but I'd like to chip in a little word.
Yeah,
there.
please. Yes.
We appreciate the presence of Obedient in Labour Party, but the leadership of Obedient, the factional leadership of the Obedient, have also come out to say that there is Obedient in all political parties in Nigeria. So anywhere they want to go, they will still have to learn how to subsume their ambition under the general leadership of the political party. That is what the problem is. You don't join a political party and you now say the landlord of the house to move outside and go to the boys' quarter while you take over. It doesn't work like that, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your time. We have another listener. 99.3, good morning. Please turn off your radio set.
Mr. Kofi.
Yeah, please turn off your radio set.
Please tell me.
All right, sorry, can't take that. Next time, turn the radio set off. 99.3.
Hello.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome.
Good morning, Kofi.
Yeah, welcome. Your name, location, and condition.
John from Obiorah. Can I just talk about the enabling environment somebody talked about the other time?
No. How can you call and ask that question? Now, when you're hearing us, we have a guest on the program and we are having a discussion. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Your name, location, and
condition. Good morning to your guest. Emeka is my name from Southside Town.
All right, Emeka, welcome.
This question is to your guest. I am a very strong member of the business movement worldwide. And my question is this. Why is it that despite the overwhelming resentment that brews continued leadership, the Labour Party is projecting itself as a democratic party, a party that believes in democratic ideals. They believe they want to do something differently from what is being done in this country. Give us a brief stance now. How does it differ from what we already have? Is it projecting the Labour Party in a good light, or also manifesting the same thing we're trying to change in Nigeria? Because for me, I don't think he has his umbilical cord tied to that chairmanship. If people, a majority of people don't want him, he should leave that place. I personally do not want him. And we must understand, wherever Obi goes, we go. Regardless whether he leads demonstration, he doesn't lead demonstration. Everybody has his own way of doing things.
So Emeka, hold on. I don't want you to go. I want a guest to respond to your comment or question. Obiorah, over to you. You've heard Emeka is saying Obiorah's umbilical cord is not tied to that position.
Okay, for emphasis, I want to let Nigerians know that Obiorah only became the national chairman of Labour Party for the first time, elected national chairman last year, just a year ago. From 2001, he only came to complete the tenure of a former national chairman that died. So he is within the law and the constitution of the party to contest the election, and he contested and he won. It's just like coming to ask President Tinubu to step aside. I mean, let's give it. It was this. One of the speakers earlier said, even though erroneously, that Labour Party didn't have up to 6,000 votes before the election. But who managed Labour Party? How did Obi join Labour Party? Is it not someone that repositioned the party to attract him into the party? There's somebody repositioned the party to attract many other persons. Even before Obi
Can I say something, sir?
Okay, Obiorah, he wants to say something to you, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
I believe that in the spirit of fairness, if you want to be really transparent and you have allegations hovering over you, one that borders on integrity, because we're talking about sanitizing a system that is already corrupt, you should step aside. You should leave that position and allow an independent investigation into your activities. Obiorah has a lot of allegations hovering over him. The opinion movement are pulling out. The Labour Union, which is also another offshoot of the Labour Party, is pulling out because of Obiorah. Right. In the interest of the party, in the interest of the objectives of that party, Obiorah should leave
Before you go, Emeka, because of time, are you a member of Labour Party?
No, I am a member of the World Movement worldwide.
Okay, we'll be right back. Let's pay some bills.
More
talk, news, and sports after this.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Sarah needs a printer to study her lessons, and I also need one for my office. Teacher Sarah recommended the HP Smart Tank 750 printer to me. It's equipped with ink tanks that last a long time, so we can forget about buying ink cartridge. It's so easy to refill. All you need to do is buy the ink bottles and refill it yourself. Plus, it comes with 1-year warranty. So, print, copy, and scan up to 8,000 color or 18,000 black pages. It's awesome! Get it today at all DreamWorks stores. Nothing's easier than printing your documents with the HP Smart Tank 750 printer for precise and vibrant prints. Call 0808 553-8331 or visit www.dreamworksdirect.com for more information.
Ida of trading himself. James, hello.
Susan, I beg. Say you the wine me.
For where? You who no longer depend solely on your salary.
So you people trade and don't carry us along in this office, Abby? Jerry, now you they talk like this? Who doesn't want an extra stream of income? But I'm still looking for better trading conditions, I beg. Fast execution of my trades and possibly an account where swap no go carry all my profits where I don't know. Guy, HFM.com.
For me, I wouldn't mind better spreads at all, and it won't be a bad idea to be able to make withdrawals in a flash.
All we want is transparency and great customer service. Guys, I said HFM.com.
Which one is HFM.com again?
Switch to HFM today to enjoy ultra-fast execution, 1 to 2,000 leverage, tight spreads, swap-free, and more. Guy, show us the way now.
Wait, are you sure deposits and withdrawals are sharp?
I said HFM.com. Visit www.hfm.com. HFM, online trading at its finest.
You can't choose when you get sick, but you could choose an HMO that helps you live more life. Now, you could choose an HMO with generic plans or Hygieia HMO's customized plans for every stage of your life.
Now that's more like it.
You could choose an HMO with a handful of hospitals or Hygieia HMO, which has a hospital network of over 2,000 providers within Nigeria with roaming options and no waiting time.
Yeah, that's more convenient.
You could also choose a cheaper HMO that doesn't quite meet your needs. Or you could have Hygieia HMO's comprehensive yet affordable healthcare plans.
That's so amazing!
Life can be more with Hygieia HMO. Live more life with Hygieia HMO. Explore our comprehensive healthcare plans designed to meet your needs. Whether you're an individual, a family, elderly, an SME, or a corporate organization, we have affordable options for everyone. Visit our website at www.hygieiahmo.com for more details. Hygieia HMO. Live more life.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable. And to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
Moms, dads, guardians. What if I told you the next Olympic star is right in your house? You've been yelling at them to stop running around the house when you could be taking them to MTN Champs. Yes, MTN Champs is searching for young talents in racing, high jump, shot put, and more. This time, they're not just running around, they're running for a shot at international scholarships and a chance to become an Olympian. Don't let this opportunity pass. Register now at mtnchamps.com. Competition kicks off on March 13th to May 3rd in Benin, Lagos, and Uyo.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, welcome back. Still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Kofi Bartels, and of course we are still discussing the aftermath of the Supreme Court judgment on Labour Party's leadership, where the court set aside the judgment of Court of Appeal, which recognized Julius Obiorah as national chairman of Labour Party. Though my guest says that that is not the way to put it, that the other side are the ones peddling that story. But we also know that the Supreme Court, ruled that internal party matters should not be brought before the courts. Earlier, the Court of Appeal had reiterated that Julius Obiorah remained national chairman of Labour Party. That was a judgment given by a 3-member panel, delivered by Justice Hama Barka. And they held that a judgment of November 13, 2024, which recognized Obiorah as national chairman, subsists and has not been set aside by any court. All right, so that was what the judgment was. They struck out the suit that was filed before them as in appeal for want of jurisdiction. And they also held that the appellate court had relied on their previous judgment of November 13, 2024, holding that Obiorah remains national chairman of Labour Party. Also, Justice Nwite had in his judgment of October 2024 affirmed the Obiorah-led leadership of the party. And in March 2024, they had a Nnewi convention, which was also upheld by Justice Nwite. He upheld that convention that produced the national leadership of the party. So we have it as the Publicity Secretary of the Obiorah-led Labour Party, Obiorah. Mr. Ifoh, before we go back to the phone lines, I really want to love listeners. You have so many supporters in Lagos State of Labour Party for the last election, at least, who want to just chip in on this. Since Justice Nwite sat in judgment over the Nnewi Convention that produced the Obiorah's leadership, your exco, and also affirmed Obiorah's leadership of the party, that case went to the Supreme Court. All right? Because Nwite had ordered INEC to recognize Obiorah as the legitimate chairman, overriding the earlier stance of INEC that Obiorah's leadership was invalid. They went to the Court of Appeal, which upheld this decision of the Federal High Court, delivered on October 8, 2024. Now they went to the Supreme Court as well, and that Court of Appeal decision has been upturned. Does this therefore not mean that everything about the Nnewi Convention is null and void? Sir?
No, not at all. See, we had two matters in the court. The Nwite thing was what the Supreme Court clarified, that they didn't have any jurisdiction to discuss about that. But there was another case at the court when we were going for Ondo governorship election. After INEC made that statement, that unfortunate statement, Nigerian Labour Congress sponsored a candidate called Ebisheni, and Ebisheni went to court to get the power to be the candidate of Labour Party. No, we said no, we went to appeal court and appealed that INEC should not transact business with Ebisheni because he was not sponsored by the party. And INEC has no power to stop the leadership of Obiorah or to stop transacting business with the leadership of Obiorah, which is the legal, the authentic leadership. So appeal court gave judgment in the favor of the leadership of Labour Party. And that was why our candidate went for that election in Ondo State. And from that moment up to this moment, because the court, appeal court, directed INEC to obey the outcome of the Nnewi Convention and recognize Julius Abure executive and begin to do business with Julius Abure executive. That was a pre-election matter. And INEC obeyed. That matter was not even appealed anywhere. That matter is subsisting. And no court can change it again because it's a pre-election matter. The highest it can go is that on appeal because the days allotted for them to appeal that matter have since elapsed. So by the dictate of that judgment, Abure still remains the national chairman, and that matter has not been appealed by anyone. They're going beyond all these rigors of court, and because even the Supreme Court has said clearly that court cannot decide for the party who is their leaders. So we are asking, based on what is on the ground, based on the subsisting judgment in the appeal court between Labour Party and the Bishop, and even from what Supreme Court said, is it not the incumbent of every other person to ask Abure to call for a meeting so that all of us will come? The party has stages. From the ward, these are the stakeholders of the party, from the ward executive to the local government executive to the state executive to the national to NEC to the convention, any other thing outside this are not stakeholders of Labour Party.
But Mr. Ifoh, your faction of the party went to court as well, or there was a court case because of INEC's derecognition or refusal to recognize Abure and your National Working Committee as legitimate leaders of the party. And the first victory you had was when you went to court praying the court to compel INEC to recognize Abure as legitimate leader, and the lower court granted the request.
Let me cut you short there. We didn't go to court. It was Ebisheni that went to court.
Okay.
Ebisheni went to court.
What was his prayer, sir? Sorry.
The prayer was that INEC should recognize him because INEC, with their own mouth, have said that Abure's tenure is no longer subsisting. So that whatever thing NLC, anybody that has no business with the politics, that affirmed him as the candidate. So he went to court, and court granted him without hearing from us.
But did the court affirm Abure as chairman of the party?
Yes, it was when we went for the appeal.
Okay.
When we appealed the judgment by Ebisheni, that the day to that election, the appeal court struck his matter and called him an interloper.
Yeah, but that
asked INEC in 24 hours, INEC obeyed that law, that judgment, and returned our candidate. And all the meetings that we'll be having up till last Saturday that we did our primaries in Anambra State, INEC was there.
Okay, no, but I'm saying that when I said lower court, I wasn't talking about the Federal High Court. I was talking about the Court of Appeal.
Yes, good.
Which said, quote, Abure remains national chairman of the party.
Yes.
Good. And also further went on to say that INEC must recognize Abure as legitimate chairman of the party.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
So that is what gave you the power to hold these meetings with INEC in attendance. Now the Supreme Court is throwing that out, is obtaining that decision, saying
that is not the matter before Supreme Court, sir. You don't understand. There are two separate appeal judgments that favored Labour Party. So, appeal court, the matter that went to Supreme Court was the one by Justice Wite. It is different from this other judgment. This other judgment has mandated INEC. It's a clear case that INEC stopped doing business with Labour Party as regards to the Ondo election. And the appeal court told INEC that they must do business with Abure-led leadership. That is a different matter. It's completely different from what happened in Justice Wite Court that the Supreme Court held. That one is a pre-election matter. It was about Ondo election. And nobody has set that judgment aside as I speak with you now.
But the appeal court in this particular case that proceeded to the Supreme Court say anything like Obiorah remains national chairman of Labour Party?
No, maybe you didn't get me very well. I said we didn't even go to court. It was one of them that went to court to challenge what happened in the Nnewi. So the lower court, the Federal High Court, said that they do not even have the power, the jurisdiction to debate, assuming without conceding that they have the power. This is their own their judgment.
Before the Supreme Court sits on a matter, it must have passed through the appeal process in the Court of Appeal.
You are still not getting this.
Okay.
Two matters differently. The one that Supreme Court did not consolidate the matters now.
No. What I'm saying is, what did the Court of Appeal say for this matter that was taken before that went to the Supreme Court? This particular matter we're talking about.
No, the appeal court matter concord with the judgment of the lower court.
Did they say that Obiorah remains national chairman of Labour Party?
Yes. Yeah, that was what they now took to the. Incidentally, let me tell you where the confusion is. The same judge that handled the Biseni matter, the appeal, was the same judge that handled this other one. And the judge said that, he simply said that in less than 5 minutes, I've given his judgment, that he had earlier given a judgment on this kind of matter, the other side, that is relying on what he said on the other side to give judgment on this other side. And what he said on the other side, that Obiorah is the Obiorah executive is the legitimate executive.
All right, and also they relied on their judgment of November 13.
Yes.
Which also
on an earlier
judgment, which had also ordered INEC to recognize Obiorah.
Yes.
Good.
So that Supreme Court now came and said that the judge erred. But that is, we agree with that.
So if that judgment has been overturned and he said the judge erred to have even given any judgment on this matter, does it not therefore mean that you return to status quo, which is INEC not recognizing Obiorah?
You don't even still do not understand. I don't even know how to explain to you again. I have told you that matter is not, INEC is not even part of that matter. The one that Supreme Court gave judgment. The one INEC was sued was the one that ended a pre-election matter, the Labour Party versus Ebisheni. That one terminated at the appeal court. And because it was a pre-election matter, INEC, nobody can go back to that matter again because the time allotted for them to appeal has since expired. INEC has abided with that.
Did the Justice in Wite matter go to appeal?
Every matter went to appeal now.
Okay. Was it the one that was judgment was delivered on November 13 last year?
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay. And that appeal is what the Supreme Court is what was taken to the Supreme Court, sir.
No.
Because they relied on that judgment for this one.
You are still mistaken. Why don't we I don't know what you are trying to probe. Let us move on. The summary of what we are trying to say is two matters were decided. In fact, ever since we started all this matter, all the courts have decided in the favor of Labour Party. One was pre-election matter about Labour Party and Odo. That one terminated at the appeal. That one said INEC must recognize Labour Party. That's a different matter. But this other one is talking about the Nnewi Convention.
Okay. Because what
Supreme Court ruled.
Yeah. What I'm asking is that this Supreme Court ruling or judgment is on the appeal that was filed in January, if I'm not mistaken.
You have all the dates, but I don't have the dates offhand to tell you.
And that appeal that was filed in January by a 3-member panel, the judgment delivered by Justice Hamma Barker, affirmed this judgment from November 13. Which said that the judgment had not been set aside. So there's nothing that they need to do again than to affirm it. And they recognized Julius Obiorah as national chairman and in those appeals. And also they said that INEC must recognize the man.
My brother, the moderator, what is important now is that INEC, the Supreme Court, said that the position of the leadership of the political party should be settled within the political party. That no court has the power.
No, I understand. I'm just trying I'm trying to clarify, sir, because this
we can do other things.
Just to find this judgment, this appeal that was delivered. Sorry, sir, in January, where there were two separate appeals. Number one was filed by Senator Nenadi Usman, and then the other one of the Kedeka Committee. The other one was filed by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And these were what went to the Supreme Court?
No, I don't think so. The one that went to the Supreme Court was filed by Nenadi Usman. INEC did not join them because already INEC is hand-tied on the other judgment that said that they must recognize Abure's leadership. INEC didn't go further again. The one that was delivered last Friday was filed by Nenadi Usman and her people. It has nothing to do with INEC.
In any case, now that the Supreme Court has obtained a Court of Appeal decision, basically saying they have no jurisdiction over internal party matters, who occupies which office and all that, INEC's argument was that your national convention in Newi didn't...
that one has been resolved by the appeal court between Labour Party and the Bisheni. And INEC has since obeyed that law, and it was not appealed. I've said this thing more than 10 times.
INEC did not appeal that. Okay. All right. I get it. Okay. So you're saying, even if the Supreme Court is now saying that, the courts have no jurisdiction and the decisions of the Court of Appeal have been obtained, including the appeal by INEC, have been obtained, you're saying since it wasn't taken before the Supreme Court by INEC as an appeal, it still stands. I want to go to the lines now and let's pick some more calls. Mr. Obiorah,
before you go to the line, I said that the appeal by INEC stalled because INEC has since respected the verdict of the appeal court that says that they must respect the leadership of Abure. That was not appealed. What went to Supreme Court was Nenadi Usman.
All right. I got it.
And Nenadi Usman, the Supreme Court was emphatic that the parties must return back to their house and decide who is their leader or not.
Got it. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Allow our listeners come in at this point. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Mr. Ifoh, stay with me. 99.3, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, name?
This is Abby from Sulere. So I just wanted to say that they need to get their party in order. So we know what happened to PDP. I think that they have an influencer in their party, which is Peter Obi, and they need to be working with him and not trying to make him go somewhere else. He has a lot of followers, and they should take advantage of it and make things work so we can do something in 2027. So that's what I have to say.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Have a nice day. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Name, location, and country vision, please.
Yes, my name is Tony. I'm calling you from Ikeja.
Welcome.
You see, I'm so confused that a judgment by Supreme Court is not understood by the party, by Labour Party. The spokesman does not even know what he's saying. I mean, the spokesman of Labour Party is making a conflicting statement here about a court ruling, Supreme Court ruling, that said Abure have ceased to be the leader of that party. It's simple. Now, I don't know how they're arguing about something that is so glaring. You understand? That is my own understanding. And there's the other person. So the Labour Party today, we know the fraction which is defending is working with Tinubu and the APC. We know. And what made Labour Party made Labour Party popular is Peter Obi.
Okay, hold on. Your time is up, but let me allow. Stay with me. Obiorah, he says that they know the faction working with the APC and Tinubu. What do you say to that?
Let him provide evidence. that.
Okay, are you there?
How can we,
him, sir.
a party that is working to win? See, let me tell you, this crisis in Labour Party ought not to be if our leaders come together and talk to us. All this why they say Labour Party working. I have not seen anybody produce one atom of evidence, both video call or audio call or any meeting picture. I mean, obedience internet savvy. Let them get one. So these are things that are hanging on our neck to make sure that they push us out of the way. That is not working, and it is not working. The only thing that can work is let the people concerned respect the authority of the political party, ask the party to invite, convene. That is what the Constitution says. Any meeting whatsoever by the party must be convened by the National Secretary after endorsement by the National Chairman. Any other meeting, including the one they had in Omahia and the one they want to hold tomorrow in Abuja, is not and void.
Okay, all right.
Recognized.
All right.
By
So, are you, apart from saying that, he asking for his evidence, he's asking, do you have any other thing to prove that you're not working for Bola Tinubu and
prove
APC?
anything because there is nothing to prove.
All right. Stay with me, Obiorah.
Always make allegation.
All right. We have an next listener, 99.3. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah.
Kofi.
You calling the female line? Please call the male line. Sorry about that. 99.3. Good morning.
Good morning, Kofi.
Yeah, welcome.
That's the man on the line speaking to you from Ekpe.
All right.
At the beginning of the program, your guest said the NEC met to extend the expired term of Aburi. Who are the people that met that said the former senator should take over the leadership of the affairs of Labour Party? Do they have the power to meet and decide as they had the power to meet and extended the tenure of Aburi? That is one. Number two, who is Abayomi Arabambi in the party today? Because he was invited to a program yesterday and he was introduced as the National Publicity Secretary of the Labour Party. I want clarification. Thank you, good morning.
Thank you very much. Obiorah, over to you, please.
I didn't hear a word from him.
He's asking, okay, I think the last question was, who is Abayomi Arabambi, because he was introduced as the National Publicity Secretary of the party at a function yesterday.
No, Arabambi was the National Publicity Secretary of Labour Party, and it's a respected member of Labour Party. But the designation he is using now, he has come to explain that it is a designation he was using before the matters went to court. And he was waiting for the Supreme Court to give the final judgment and for the party to reconcile before he will move on. So, but obviously, you know that we went to convention in Nnewi and new sets of executives were elected. Unfortunately, I was elected the National Publicity Secretary. But there's no drama about that.
Okay, INEC did not monitor that election. They did not send a representative.
We can't go back to that matter again because court has spoken on that, sir.
You were meant to hold it in Abia. You changed the venue to Nnewi.
We can't go back to that matter. We have long passed that matter. Unless we don't have any other thing to discuss.
Ms. Ifoh, tomorrow there'll be a National Executive Council or Committee meeting with Peter Obi, Alex Oti, and Nenade Usman presiding. What are your thoughts on that? Just finally.
The meeting has failed ab initio because they have no powers under the constitution of Labour Party. Either between 2004, 2009, 2014, even 2019, and the current constitution of 2025 to convene, 2024, to convene any meeting at all. The meeting of a political party is convened by the National Secretary in line in agreement with the National Chairman. So what they have done is at best what they did in Omaha, a jamboree of some people.
Okay.
And let me also, on a final note, I'll tell you that they are encouraging their members to be vandalized. In Lagos, that place, they went to our office in GRA and vandalized it, cutting away properties that belongs to the party, money, properties, a lot of things.
All right.
It is because of this crisis.
Okay.
Some people are encouraging
we have to go. Thank you very much for your time.
You understand?
Thank you, sir. We'll have you back again, maybe sometime this week.
Start your children's day with a great taste of Ovaltine, enriched with multi-nourishment, calcium, malt, and vitamin B12 to support learning and playtime. Ovaltine, smart choice for smart kids.
Yellow Lake
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.